Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom to you. All praises, all glory, and all honor goes to none other than our power, our sustainer, our cherisher, our nurturer, our true deliverer. That is YHWH. All praises due. Oh man, what we say here is Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Akkad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power, Yahweh is one. Oh man, indeed. Thank y'all for tuning in right here for another broadcast or another video right here. Presentation from Liberation Tabernacle of YAH. If those of you who don't know, I am Brother Morey Arya Israel, just one of the mores and teachers of right here for Liberation Tabernacle of YAH, along with my brother, the Morey David Israel. Yes, sir, indeed, who hosts our other audio podcast that you can catch on throughout the various podcast outlets, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and Apple Podcasting Storage. Go and check out Liberation Tabernacle of YAH as he hold it down right there. Oh boy. Yes, sir, indeed. Yes, indeed. I thank everybody who's also subscribed to the channel, all the new subscribers. May the Most High bless you and continue to bless you. And thank you for your subscribing and staying and following this podcast as we try to do our best right here to present the word of the Most High and try to give some understanding to the scriptures and what we are supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to understand the ancient writings and texts from our forefathers and our ancestors, the Israelites, right? Excuse me. Now, today I just want to talk to you, brothers and sisters, today here, and I really doing this to talk to what we call the Christian community. This is primarily for them. Now, not basically even with the Messianic community, but far as the Christian community or the Christian out there, our brothers and sisters in the Christian church. Yes, sir. And I still say brothers and sisters because they're still a part of the Most High's human family. Yeah, they're still a part of our family. They're just from the different faith walks and things. They're still our brothers and sisters, right? Even though they have a different faith walks and things, tradition, they're still our brothers and sisters because they're still part of the human family, right? So, yes, sir. But I want to say this one right here. How could you stop being part of something that you were never part of in the first place? Yeah. Christians, how could you stop being a part of something that you were never a part of in the first place? What are you talking about, Brother Arya? What are you talking about? I'm glad y'all asked. I'm glad y'all asked. There's something that the Christians say that we're no longer under the law, right? And I'm going to use that term, law. I ain't going to even use Torah. Law, as they say, right? Because they get this from Paul. They get this mess from Paul. Yeah, I said Paul. Yeah, I'm not a Paulinian. I'm not a fan of Paul at all. No, no, sir. No, ma'am. Because y'all know actually here, this channel is Tanakh only. Those of you who do not know. But we go into all various things to get understanding. But how could you say that you're no longer under the law when you, as Gentiles, you Christians now, because Christians, and I'm not talking about the Messianic, those Israelites who claim to follow the Messiah, as they say, the Messiah or the Mashiach, whatever they like to use. I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about those who are saying they're Christians, like the Baptists, the Methodists, the Episcopalian, the Church of God in Christ, all of them. But that particular church, right? And they say that they acknowledge that they are Gentiles. So I'm talking to them who are non-Israelites, followers, as they say, of Jesus. I'm gonna say Jesus to them or Christ to them, right? How can y'all say y'all no longer under the law when hell and excuse my language, stop. May the Most High guard my tongue, that you never was under it in the first place? I need y'all to think about that, Christian. It's like with me saying, I'm no longer going to play in the NBA, or I'm no longer affiliated with the NBA, and I never played in the NBA. How did it sound? Well, I'm no longer a part of the NBA and playing in the NBA anymore. Somebody who know me like, when were you ever in the NBA? Aria, you never played in the NBA. What are you talking about? They think I'm crazy. I said, bro, you don't lost your mind. And that's what we're talking about. So, Christian Tim, I'm going with this one because there's no need for you to be talking about you're no longer under the law. And I'm using this term because I don't like to even use that law. There's no need for you to be going around talking about you're no longer under the law when you never was under the law. You never, as Christians, were part of or had this contractual or agreement with the Most High in the first place. No, y'all never had that contractual agreement. You never had this covenant. You never was under this covenant with the Most High. I'm talking about non-Israelites. Y'all didn't have that. No, no, sir. No, ma'am. Y'all didn't have that agreement. Only the Israelites, or we call, or say, we can even say the Jews had that agreement with the Most High. And let me get here something. Let's see, which way do I want to go? Which one do I want to go first? Let me just pull this up. Let me screenshot something. Pull up on this screen here and show y'all something. Now I'm getting here, and we go to 14. Let's go right here. This is Romans 6 and 14, right? We're going to the Paul. Well, this is where they get all this silliness from to even quote this stuff in the first place. Because what did Paul says right here? Romans 6 and 14 says, he says, for sin had, now this is the King James, and which I'm really not a fan of the King James, but I got to use the King James to teach with him today, right? And I might go back and forth to different versions. Now, it says, for sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under law, but under grace. Right? Y'all see that, right? That's what he says. For sin does not have dominion over you, for you are not under the law, but under grace. When we're now, and as we have to really go, it's like they talk about hermeneutics. Who was he talking to actually at this time that he was actually saying this? Because you know that he's saying that he was apostle to the Gentiles. Let's go to 15. Let's go to 15. It says, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under law, but under grace? God forbid. God forbade, right? So for Christians to even quote this today, when were you ever? That's my thing. When were you ever under this law? As they say, the law of Moses. See, we're not under the law of Moses. You know, that died when Christ, with Christ on the cross. We're no longer under this law anymore because when Christ died, he did away with the law of Moses. We are under this new covenant, as they say, a new covenant, which is a new contract. That's what they say. See, when the law of Moses only dealt with, that they basically teach, only was for the children of Israel. Now we are under this new covenant, which brought in everybody. That's what they teach, y'all, which brought, now it includes everybody. Everybody, not just the children of Israel. That's why they talk about they have been grafted in, this branch that have been grafted in. That's what they teach, y'all. That's what they teach. But now there's something. Let me go here and show something. Let me go to the book of Psalms now. No, yeah, Psalms. Yeah, let me go to the book of Psalms right fast and pull up something. Let me see, get my thoughts here, get my things together. And I want to go here to something. And I know a lot of Israelite brothers teach this, but they kind of use it in another way, right? Because I'm asking here, when were you Gentiles ever? You had this contractual agreement with the Most High. Right? When did you ever, for you to say that you're no longer under this law as Paul teach? When were y'all ever under? When, for you to say you're not? Let's go here. Let's pull this up. Let's look at it. Let's go to Psalms 147 and verse 19 through 20. And let's look at this. Now, if I've showed y'all several times here that we know a lot of the camps will use this to say that the Most High is not dealing with any other nation. Now, notice what I said. They will use this to say that he's not dealing with any other nation. That's not what this is saying, and we're going to see here. Now, I went through this several times. But here, I want to use it today to show you what David, what is it, King David, or Melech David said, right? Now, let's go 19. Let's start. That's King James Version here. And I might switch it to a different version as well. 19. He showed his words unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Now here's key. Verse 20 is key. He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgment, they have not known them. Hallelujah. Praise ye Yah. That's hallelujah, as we would say. Now, let me switch to another version right fast. I like the different version. Let's go here to my Complete Jewish Study Bible right fast. And let's look at this, right? See, you see at the bottom even there where it says hallelujah? So I got it. But let's go to 19. Let's go back to 19, right? And start this over, the Complete Jewish Study Bible. He has revealed his words to Yaakov, his laws and his rulings to Israel. Verse 20. He have not done this for other nations. They do not know his ruling. So what were we saying here? He gave his what? His laws and his ruling to who? Israel. So again, and 20 says, he have not done so with any other nation. So you Gentiles nation, non-Israelite nation, for you to say you're not under the law of Moses, that contractual agreement that he made with Moses on Mount Sinai. When did you ever have this? When did they say that the Most High Yah ever taught you Gentiles his ruling, his statutes, for you to say you're no longer under that? We can't find it. I don't know if y'all Gentiles can prove that. Have y'all got something that said that the Most High came to y'all and made a contract with y'all? Other than that, we don't know anything about it, right? We don't know nothing about it. So, so when y'all quoting, evidently y'all don't have anything because y'all are quoting something out of the Bible, or we say the Bible. So other than that, where are y'all sacred scriptures, Christians or any other nation, that y'all can have outside of the Bible that says whatever y'all supposed to have, or the Most High talked to y'all and gave y'all something? But no, y'all are saying again, y'all are not under the law of Moses. So evidently y'all are saying, because you never been under it. I'm just my whole thing. Let me go back to the King James Version, as they would say. Let me see. No, one more. JPS. Let's go to JPS. Where we at? See JPS and see here. He has declared his words unto Jacob, his statutes and his ordinance unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. He has not. And this is from David. This is from David saying this. So he ain't done so with nobody else. So again, you can't say that you're not under the law of Moses again, because you never had it. You never had this contract. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. When y'all keep going around, we ain't under the law no more. We are not under the law of Moses. Tell me when y'all ever were. Tell me when y'all ever were. Besides what Paul told y'all, and Paul got y'all screaming and saying. This it. Paul got y'all saying this foolishness, that you're not under the law, but you never were. Now, if anything, we can go and say that Paul was only talking to, when he was saying these things, he was talking to Israelites. He was talking to maybe Israelites or Jews or whatever when he was making these statements. Now that, you can go with, right? That you can say and utilize. I want to read something here right fast. Let me see here before I go into another scripture. This here, show y'all this right fast. This is a commentary. I'll show y'all something. This is a, oh, can I get it right? Yeah. Y'all see it, Williams McDonald's, the Believer's Bible commentary that I bought. It's a commentary book. Now, check this out. This is a commentary Bible. Now, this is going back to that Romans 6:14, right? Yeah, what Paul was quoting in Romans 6:14. I want to show y'all how this commentary talks about it. This is a trip. Now, this is what they get from Paul. Now, let me see here. Now, I'm just going to read this part here up here. It says, now another reason is given by why sin shall not have dominion over us is as believers. They talking about Christians or Christianity, right? Those who are under Christianity. The first reason was that our old man was sacrificed with Christ, as they say, Romans 6:6. The second reason is that we are not under the law, but under grace. Check it out. Now, check this out. Sin does have the upper hand over a person who is under law. Let me read that part one more time. It says sin does has. Now it says sin does have. Let me see. I said has. Excuse me about English. Sin does have the upper hand over a person who is under the law. How? How does sin have the upper hand over us if we're under the most? Y'all see how stupid this sounds. But anyway, let me. I'll come back to that question. It says why? Because the law tells him what to do, but does not give him the power to do it. Lord have mercy. As they say, church say, Lord have mercy. That is because the law tells him what to do, but does not give the person the power to do it. And the law stirs up dominant desires and fallen human nature to do what is forbidden. So that goes back to like what Paul said. He didn't know sin until he knew the law. So these fools are primarily saying, right, that the law basically make us sinners. The law make us sin. I guess that was, I can't figure it no other way. Are they saying that do the law make us sin? The Most High, now I'm going to get technical with it, go back to the Hebrew. We said the word Torah. The word Torah is mean not law, but teachings and instructions. So the Most High give us his teachings and instructions, which lead us to sin, which he's instructing us how not to fall into disobedience, because he tells us don't be disobedience. He give you the choice, though. Either you can do this, you could obey me, or you could not obey me. So how is he making you sin or making you transgress his teachings and instructions? He just give you the option. You can either listen to what I got to say. You can either listen to my teachings and instructions, or you don't have to. But here's the thing. If you want to do your thing after I told you the way to do this, here's the punishment behind it. It's like your mom and dad give you instructions, and they give you teachings and instructions, and they get put down ordinances in their home when you was a child and whatnot, right? Either you can obey what they tell you to do, or you don't have to. But if you be disobedient, what'll happen to you? Your mother and dad, they would, put you on punishment, or you might get that chastisement. You might get that back in the day. You know how they used to do it when people were spanking each child. You get that belt on your behind because you were disobedient. You get that chastisement. You can either do what they tell you to do or you don't. But if you don't, there's a consequence behind it. Like they say, a hard head make a soft behind, right? Anyway. But this thing here, and that's what they getting this old foolishness from Paul. It says sin has the upper hand over a person who is under the law. Ain't that something? But let me go somewhere. Let me go somewhere right fast. Let me go back here to the book of Psalms. Let me go back to the book of Psalms 19. I want to go to the book of Psalms. Let me see. I got to go back to Brother David again, Brother Dawid again. I got to go back one more time. I got to go back to the Brother Dawid one more time. Let me show y'all something. Let's see what Dawid says right here. What did the Dawid say? Book of Psalms 19:7. Because Paul is teaching, acting like the law is a bad thing. And that's what have these Christians basically thinking. Being under the law or being under God's instructions, I'm going to say it, the Most High's instruction is a bad thing. It's the thing that make you a sinner. That's crazy. I don't know what. Why would the Most High give you? I don't know, y'all. I ain't going to get it. But here's something. 19:7. What Dawid says. King James Version, right fast. The law of YAH is perfect. Come on now. The laws of YAH is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of YAH is sure, making wise the simple. But I like what the first part says, that the law of YHWH is perfect. Yes, it is. His instructions, his teaching, his guides is perfect. So what the James Brown get down is Paul talking about. Let me switch to another version. What is he talking about? What in the world is he talking about? Now, this one right here is the Complete Jewish Study Bible. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to get different versions right fast and see. I want to look at some things right here. Now, this is verse 7, but here in the Complete Jewish Study Bible, it said verse 8. Now it says the Torah of YHWH is perfect, restoring the inner person. The instructions of YHWH is sure, making wise the thoughtless. Making wise the thoughtless. That person who has no idea, they can't think straight, don't know nothing, they're in ignorance. Yah's instruction make the wise, making wise the thoughtless. All praises to the Most High Yah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Let's get another version right fast. Let me see. Let's see if we go to the New Living Translation, and let's see what it says. The instructions of Yah is perfect. Still saying it's perfect, y'all. No matter what translation is perfect. Revitalizing the soul. Yeah. One more. Basic English. Basic English right fast. What was that? What we at? Verse 7. I gotta get my eyes right, y'all. Okay, here we go. Verse 7. You're gonna get out of this one right here after this one. The law of YAH is good, giving new life to the soul. The instructions of YAH is good, giving new life to the souls. See, when we follow the instructions of the Most High, we follow his guide, we follow his wisdom, we follow his instruction. It give it. What they say, y'all, is the new, as they say, almost a new teacher, make you a new creature. It does. If you a bad, disagreeable person and you come and start following y'all's instructions, your life's supposed to change for the better, right? As long as you follow his instructions. It says the witness of YAH is certain, giving wisdom to the foolish. Giving wisdom to the foolish. Yes, sir. See, with me out there, man, I used to be wild and ignorant out here, running the street, doing all kind of ignorant stuff. But when I got into the scriptures and started studying the scriptures and turned my life over and started following the instructions of the Most High Yah, that's when I became wise. Started being wax wise in wisdom, because I no longer wanted to follow the ways of the world, but I want to follow the ways of the Most High. and my life changed for the better. I was no longer out here in the world taking folks' stuff, cutting up sideways, acting a fool. I started to follow Yah's commandments and start doing his will and not my will. Because my will wasn't getting nothing done. My will was destructive. But anyway, so my thing here, and I'm not gonna be long on that one. I just had to come in here. But family Christians, how in the world can you, if you never was under the Mosaic law, as y'all say, how can you say that how can you say that you're not you're not under no more? Hell, you never were. You never was under the contract. You never had that covenant with the Most High. You as Gentiles, as we all say in the Christian church, you never had it. So going around talking about we ain't under the law no more. Y'all better quit listening to Paul. And I'm gonna say the Christian church, y'all need to quit listening to Paul. That's a dang on heretics. But for that fool to go around saying that the law is he never knew sin till he knew the law and all that old, that's just some real foolish, ignorant talk. That's straight out. The Most High ain't gonna give you nothing. The Most High is not giving you something that's gonna cause you to do harm, to harm you. Let's look at something else. Let's look at one more thing. And I said I wasn't gonna be long, but I want to just go here. I would just look at some damn other foolishness this dang on Paul, man. I tell you, this guy is a fool, right? As my grandmama used to say, this guy is a fool, right? Yeah, he is. He's a fool, right? As my mama used to say. I don't know what that word, what it mean, but she said that he's a starnated fool, whatever that meant for them. But that's what my mama used to say. That fool is crazy. But excuse my language, y'all. Let me see. Where am I going? We're going to the book of Galatians. The book of Galatians here. 3 and 10. Let's go here. 3 and 10. Right? Paul. For as many are of the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that continues not in all the things that is written in the book of the law to do them. But that the man is justified by the law in the sight of God. For it is evident, for the just shall live by faith, and the law is not of faith, but the man that does them shall live in them. Now, Paul, y'all, is what Paul is doing, what this fool is doing. He act like faith is a new thing. He acting like grace was a new thing. Didn't Abraham, because he just talked about Abraham up there, basically in verse 7 and things of that nature, right? Abraham had faith. Abraham had faith. They had grace. They had, what's to say, grace. There was grace and all of this. That's nothing new. That wasn't new. But Paul act like he bringing somebody something to. They always had faith. Hell, you nothing. But this whole thing that Paul was. That's why you see a lot of the Christians today. They can doggone do whatever they want to do and think they still being justified. They can live foul and wild and think they are justified by what they're doing because of what Paul has been teaching, what he taught them. He taught you not under the law no more. You ain't got to be under there. You ain't got to listen to God's instructions. Because I'm really tripping off. And that's why I keep asking them when they keep saying that Paul said that you are not under the law no more. But I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold up now. How do you sin it? Because for them to even say they're sinners, how do you become a sinner? You ask them, how do y'all become a sinner? If you don't have no instructions, how do you sin? Let me see here. How do you sin? There's something you has to do. You have to do. Now I like to see it like this, y'all. I like to see it as sin is an action word. That means you got to do something. That's how I explain it. I said sin is an action word, man. Because sin is you have to do something. Let me go pull. I'm trying to pull something up. You do. You have to do something. Uh, to become a sinner. I'm trying to pull this up right fast. And here we go. All right. Now this is the complete Jewish study Bible right fast. Um, verse 4. Let me see. Let me see. It's the right one. Yeah, right. Verse 4. And I'm gonna read the King James version, but they like to do. No, let me see. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Now let's start at 3. Let's start at 3. This is First John chapter 3, verse 3. Let me just read that. For everyone who has this hope in him continue purifying himself, since the Most High is pure, right? Everyone who keeps sinning is violating what? Torah. Indeed, sin is violation of Torah. What is and what we say in the Hebrew, this word Torah is teaching and instructions. But I know a lot of them, they say the word is law. And we'll go back to the King James where they use that. But what is it? Everyone who keeps sinning is what? Violating Torah. Indeed, sin is a violation of Torah, meaning you're violating the Most High's teaching and instructions. Now, let me see. Let's go to keep on going to verse 5. You know that he appeared in order that now they talk about this old Christ stuff. Now you know that he appeared in order to take away sin, that there is no sin in him and all this old different stuff. But the point I like to use verse 4 because because people say you're no longer under the law. So wait a minute, but you got to understand, and they keep talking about sin. Let's switch it over to the King James version right fast, and then you have to ask these Christians, what is sin? What is sin, or how do you sin? You have to do something to sin or to become a sinner. It's something you must do because, like I tell them, it's an action word. That's why I put it. Now, here's the King James. Whosoever committeth sin transgress also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Wait a minute, hold up. No, it can't, y'all. It can't be the transgression of the law because they not under law. They're not under the law. So how can a Christian go against the law when they not under the law? So they can't be sinners. Paul kind of says that. I forget exactly what verse it is. He kind of says that without law, there is no sin. Let me find it, y'all, because I forgot what it is. It's off the top of my head. Y'all, I'm not a Paulinian, so I just can't remember that off the top of my head. Paul said, where there is no law, there is no sin. Yeah, that's what Paul said. Where there is no law, there is no sin. That's crazy. Now that's Romans 14. And let me see here. Let me go here. Now let's get that. But I'm gonna finish this off, and I'm gonna go to there right fast. I'm gonna go there. Romans 4 and 15. But here, whosoever committeth sins transgress also the law. For sin is transgression of the law. What law, y'all? I'm trying to find out. What law is it that they transgress? Huh? Christian, help me out. What law are y'all transgressing? What law is it that y'all are transgression? Please help me out. Tell me. Please help your brother out with that one. But let's go here. Let's see what Paul says. Verse 15. What we at? Verse 15. Where you at? Focus in. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's start at 14, y'all. We know we always go above. Verse 14, Romans 4 and 14 through 15. And it says that here, the King James Version, For if they which are of the law be heirs, faith is made void, and the promise was made non-effect, because the law works wrath. Huh? For where there is no law, there is no transgression. Mm. Am I reading this correctly? Let me read it, verse 15 one more time. Because the law works wrath. Where where no law is, there is no transgression. And I guess that would be right. Because if we didn't have any laws, as they would say, how could you transgress them? If the Most High never gave you something or commandment or anything to follow and go by, he never said a mumbling word to you, I guess that's right. You can't transgress because he didn't give you no commandment, tell you don't do this, don't do that. So I guess you're right. You can't have a transgression against the Most High. He ain't never said nothing to you and told you, dog. That's what Paul is saying. So when they're trying to say we're not under the law, they don't got rid of the law. So that means there is no sin no more. According to them. That damn near what the Christian basically saying. But we ain't no sinners no more. How can we be a sinner? There ain't no more law no more. We ain't gotta listen to God's law no more. So we can't be sinners. We don't listen to that no more. So we ain't sinners. I guess damn near I don't know, y'all. Let me see. What was I? Let me see this in another version right there. I tell y'all that Paul. Let's go back again one more time, y'all. Now I promise I'm gonna get out of here. Verse 15. For what law brings is punishment. For what law brings is punishment. But where there is no law, there is also no violation. Interesting, Paul. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So if you Christians don't have no law, y'all just say, well, shoot, man. Hey, man, God, look, we ain't under that no more. I don't know what you talking about. We ain't no sinners. None of us ain't sinners because we don't even know what you talking about. You ain't told us nothing. You ain't told us nothing, so how we sinners? You ain't gave us no commandment. We ain't got no commandments. We ain't got no orders. We ain't got no decrees. So how we sinning? We don't know what. That's them Israelites. You the one gave them some commandments. You gave Moses. See, that's what y'all y'all were better off to be like that then. Because again, you as Christians, again, you didn't have that nobody like a Moshe that we know of to come and give you something, say, hey, these are laws, decrees that was straight from the Most High. Y'all got to follow them instructions. We don't know what y'all had as other nations and Gentiles, would you say other nations? We know what the Israelites have. And that's something, and I was talking to some brothers right there, and I keep on saying I got to go, y'all, but the Most High is, hey, when the Ruach HaKodesh hit you, you got to go with the flow. This is something, too, I need the Israelite community to, and I see brothers in the Israelite community are doing now, in which I think they had to stop. These Gentiles are Christians, and I'm gonna say in the religion of Christianity, if they're not claiming to be. I gotta lay that. Go back. Rewind. I see some of them sometime on video. They're standing out there, maybe in the camps on the street, and they see brothers and sisters probably with the bald head and probably no beard. They probably don't shade it all. Hey, brother, where's your beard? Why you cutting your beard off, brother? Not supposed to have a bald head. You're not supposed to round your beard. You're not supposed to do this, brother. Hey, that's against the law, bro. First of all, y'all cut that out. Stop that. Number one is, right? They ask them, do they recognize themselves or do they claim to be an Israelite? And they probably would say, no, I'm not an Israelite. I'm a Gentile. Now, I know y'all want to say every black man and woman that's in America, hell, they Israelites because the damn transatlantic slave trade and all that foolishness, which you all know we don't teach that here. But if they're not saying that or acknowledging they are, you can't force them to saying stop cutting your cutting your head bald, bro. Quit cutting your beard off. They saying that they are Gentiles, so they are not held under the same standard as you, who are saying that you are Israel, you are a Yuhadim. They not held under that, bound by that like you are. Because you claiming to be Israel, you better not cut your beard off. You better not round your head and all that stuff. You better not do it. Like you said, man, y'all not supposed to be eating pork. You know, why you not keeping the Sabbath? So, see, listen, those Gentiles are not claiming to be Israelites. They're not held to the same standard as you as Israel. That's your ruling. I mean, that's something you're supposed to follow as Israelites. So quit trying to force that on them and make them, when that covenant was for you, keeping the Shabbat. That was something that you supposed to keep. You can't tell them they supposed to be keeping the covenant. I mean, the Shabbat. You better make sure you doing it. Quit trying to force them Christians who saying that they are Gentiles, they are non-Israelites. You have to keep it. That's a contract or agreement that was made by Yah with Moshe, with you, because you claiming to be Israel, whether you really are or not, but you claiming it now. So I'm just saying, you better make sure you take care of your business. Them folks not claiming that. So quit trying to make these dang on Gentiles keep something. That's just like, and I gotta go with this. That's something like what I see what Paul was saying. What they saying, you Judaizers. Y'all trying to force these Gentiles to become and follow the customs of the Jews when they're not claiming to be Jews. So there's some stuff in there with Paul, and I might get into that some other time. But y'all have to stop that, man. They're not held and they're not bound by the same ordinances that you are. Israelites, Yuhadim. So quit trying to tell them, y'all violating the law. No, they not under that. They damn Gentiles. And excuse my language. They never had that. They never had it. I know you're supposed to be a light unto them to show them how to live in righteousness, but still, they're not bound by the same standard as you. They're not held to that same standard as you. So quit trying to force this on them when they're I know y'all, they're not bound by it. They're not held to those same standards as you, Israel. They didn't have the Yah didn't make that agreement as we see from the scriptures with them like he did the Israelites. We don't see where he made a covenant with and then told the Romans and the Persians and nobody else that they're going to have to be held by the same standard. He said the Israelites, that we see throughout the Torah, was talking about the children of Israel. So they can cut their damn beard off. They can cut men cut their damn mustache off and bald head all they ain't held to their standard. They don't have that ordinances like you do. You have to show it from their customs and traditions where it told them that don't do it. Where they have the same customs and tradition as the Israelites. And then say, yeah, hey, brother, y'all ain't supposed to be doing that either. Well, I know Israel, because like the Muslims, they said they supposed to follow, in the Quran says they supposed to follow the laws of Moses. So they have the same dietary laws and all of these type of things. Now, You can basically say when you look at the Muslims on that level, they're supposed to be following the laws of the Torah. You can kind of point out some things with them. That's why you see Muslims wear the beard. That's why you see a lot of the Muslims, they always wearing the beard, right? Because they still going under that with Moses, because they still was a part of that family, the Ishmaelites. Yeah, that's why they know. But these Christians or whatever you call it in Christianity, they don't. They said, we ain't under that. So you let them. And I know, and this is what, because I'm seeing a lot of brothers be arguing, and Christians, Lord hammer, they want to eat their pokey poke, man. They want to eat their pokey poke. And I just be straight out honest with them. When they get to tell me, man, the Israelite be talking about we're not supposed to. I said, and I just straight out say it. I'm not finna argue with nobody. I said, let me ask you something. Do you consider yourself an Israelite? Nah, I ain't no Israelite. I said, well, it wasn't talking to you. I said, I'm not trying to justify you eat pork. I said, but it wasn't talking to you. I said, being technical. When that law was given, when that was about do not eat the pork and touch the swine and all of those, that was talking to the children of Israel. If you not saying that you were Israelite, hey, man, it wasn't talking to you. If you want to go, don't eat your pork, hey, that's you. I said it. But even if it wasn't in the Bible, in the Torah, I can't do it because I know how that pork affects me with high blood pressure. So it ain't even like I remember learning that from Muslims in Islam before we even knew it from the Bible about eating the pork. But I've learned too by when I was eating it, I seen how it started affecting my blood pressure, making my head swim and all that old stuff. I'm like, that's why I said I can't do it. Regardless if I became an atheist today or a Gnostic or whatever, I still couldn't do it because when I eating that pork, I know how it affects me. So it wouldn't even have to have anything to do with a religious or spiritual or God said so and so. No, I couldn't do it because I see how it affects my body. That's why I see why the Most High said don't eat pork, because what it does to you. It ain't just because he just gave you a law and said you better not do that. No, because he know how it will affect you health wise. Now, some people say, well, I eat pork, man. It don't do nothing to me. Okay, maybe fine. All things don't affect everybody the same way. Some things don't affect some people at all. Oh, my grandmama ate it, man. She lived to be 150 years old. Well, she was blessed. It didn't affect her. But some people eat it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Blood pressure is off the Richter scale. So, but hey, everything don't affect everybody. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to come in here and touch on that, band, brothers and sisters. I thank y'all for tuning in, man, to the Liberation Tabernacle of YAH. But Christians, how can you get away from something that you were never part of in the first place? Y'all think about that. I need you, because I posed that to some people and they thought about it like, a good question. Good question. Yeah. How can you stop being a part of something that you never was a part of in the first place? Think about that. Stop hollering about you not under the law of Moses as a Christian or the Gentile or non-Israelite, when hell, technically, you were never under it in the first place. Think about it. Yeah. Peace. Shalom.